Hi guys, in today's video I will be showing you how to use OBS Studio properly. In tons and tons of tutorial that are just basically showing you that you need to copy and paste their settings in order to get a good quality video or a stream. So today I will be explaining in depth what exactly do certain settings do in OBS. If I'm assuming you already have OBS installed on your device, so I will walk you through like the basic interface. This is the most common user interface that we have when we launch at OBS. So we have like a taskbar here that says file, edit, view, docs, profile, scene collection, tools, help, etc. If you're looking to stream, I would highly suggest hovering over the docs and just click on chat and click on YouTube live control panel if you are streaming on YouTube. Obviously this will help you a lot because you can move this thing around on your secondary desktop, so it will be super easy to read chat and see how many viewers you got and the bitrate values and everything else. If we go to settings, you will see we have some general settings. We have like just our language, updates, etc. Like this is not very important. This is just the appearance of your program. So I have this selected for me because this is the most suitable look for OBS for doing this tutorial. And then we have the stream tab. So obviously you can connect to any platform that's supported by OBS. You have Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Restream, Twitter. I'm currently connected to my YouTube channel. If you don't want to use the stream key, you can simply just connect your channel to this and it will work like butter. And then we go to the output tab. Usually when you first launch OBS, you will have a simple output tab. I would highly suggest you to switch on advanced. And then I will try to explain everything that's in here and how does it function. Let's cut the story. Audio tab. You don't need to actually tweak anything. Like it's not that important. You can switch audio bitrate to 320 or the maximum you have, but it's not important. This right here is the important stuff. So if you have a really bad PC such as I do, I mean it's not quite bad, I have a 3050 Ti, but it's still not suitable for this encoder, in particular AV1, because I have a bad CPU. So if you run AMD graphics card, you will have something else in here. You will obviously have AV1 SVT and X264, but you won't have like NVIDIA NVENC and HVC. So the H.264 is used if you have a great CPU. The file size at the very end is lower and it's compatible with every single software that you can edit your videos in. And the HVC is basically targeting only your GPU. So if you have a mid-budget or a high-end GPU but have a low CPU or a weaker CPU, shall I say, I will highly suggest that you use this option right here, like I do. Next up is the rescale output. In my case, for some reason, I'm playing in 920 by 1080p resolution. That's my monitor's native resolution as well. But if I stream in 1080p, the YouTube platform forces a specific encoder to those types of video. It forces the VP9 encoder. And for some reason, whenever I put it on 4040p, it gives me AV1, YouTube's encoder, which makes like the overall quality of the stream or video 10 times better, like definitely. So I would suggest if your PC can handle this, switch to lenses. Even if you are playing in 1080p, obviously, switch to lenses and just manually type this resolution in. Secondary, this is a streaming tab, as I said. Encoder settings, we have rate control, we have constant bitrate, and I usually set mine at 50,000 because that's like a sweet spot of my internet on load and my overall PC performance. I have keyframe interval on 2 seconds, preset P7. This is high on CPU and both GPU. So the lower this number like P1, P2, P3, okay? The lower you set it, the more performance you will get while gaming or recording overall. Like you won't stress your machine that much. But for the best quality, I would suggest P6 or P7. I'm currently in a testing phase between the presets, so I'm trying out the P7. Tuning, we have the high quality. Don't set to ultra high quality, even the app doesn't recommend it. Multipass mode, we have 2 passes full resolution. So what this does is the encoder, how can I say it in humans words? So basically the encoder scans the image that you are sending through it 2 times, but on a quarter resolution. And this is like for the full resolution, so you get more crispier details and stuff. By default, you will have look ahead enabled. I highly suggest you disable that. Adaptive quantization stays on and B-frames set to 2. Then we are on to the recording tab. Even now you can see that the OBS is warning me about MP4 MOV will be uncoverable if the file cannot be finalized. So it's basically saying that MKV files can always be retrieved even if your app crashes like multiple times. For an example, you're recording like an hour-and-a-half long video and you just put so much effort into it, but you're recording in MP4 format. If your OBS crashes, that footage is lost forever, like for good. If you have NVENC enabled, the OBS will save it itself. But the downside of this, for me personally, I use Adobe Premiere Pro and it's not supporting the MKV files, so I would manually have to compress the file in the app called Handbrake from HMV to MP4, which takes time, so I'm just fine by what I'm doing right now. The same is here, like with Encoder is set to HVC. I pretty much explained it. Rescale output is the same as the output in here. As you can see, base canvas resolution is on 1080p. That's the native resolution of the game, of the monitor that I'm currently using, and this is basically just upscaling. And now for the important part. In recording tab, make sure that encoder settings are quite similar to this ones, and I will explain why. If you use constant bitrate, which is used in the streaming tab, the OBS does something weird, which makes the footage look worse on constant bitrate. So I would highly suggest using CQP, constant QP, or for short CQP, which stands for constant quantization parameter. It basically is the most quality valuable encoder in OBS for recording, okay? And constant QP number will usually be set to 20. I must say, the lower the number is, the higher the quality. The bigger this number right here is, the lower the quality will be, but also you will have a smaller file size. And the lower it is, it will be better quality, but bigger file size. And I found my personal sweet spot at the number 14. Keep in mind, not every number or even any settings work for each individual. We don't have nearly all the same computers, so keep that in mind. Setting up your OBS for streaming recording is basically just trial and error. You have to test some features out for yourself, see what works for you the best. This currently works for me the best. The usual number most people set this to is 16, but I decided to go even lower and set it to 14, and it works like a charm. Once again, keyframe interval is set to 2 seconds, and the preset P7 is set to slow as the best quality. Tuning is set to high quality, again ultra high, not recommended. Multipass mode, 2 passes full resolution, yet again. Profile is set to main, look ahead disabled, and B-frames are set to 2. And we already covered this audio tab. What else can we see? Sample rate in the audio section is set by default to 48 kHz, so don't change that. It doesn't matter, like it's the default thing everybody uses. It won't change a thing. So this is basically the task manager. How do I show? Wow. It's basically something we would usually do manually by ourselves, which sets the CPU priority. The higher it is, the better the performance and less likely the app will crash. So that's about it. Everything else is just default for me. I didn't touch anything. And this is basically it. Like, my best advice for you is to just try things out. And if you're stuck, you can feel free to comment down below what's the issue that you're having, and I will do my best to help you out. That's what this video is about. So don't copy other people, don't copy me. You can have obviously some guidance from this. As I said, the video encoder part is the most important one. That's the most important stuff, because if you fail at that, for an example, tried out AV1 and my PC nearly got fried. Okay, so keep that in mind and be careful and just do trial and error. Don't copy me, don't copy others, try it out for yourself. And that's basically it that I wanted to cover in this video. I was just bored and I decided to show you guys what my OBS settings looks like. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.